right, welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. Let's dive right in to Unit 4. We're going to look at chapters 22 and 23, which is all on Europe and exploration and the economies that are going to be established because of exploration. And then we are going to also look at what's going on in Western Europe. All right. So, first off, why are Europeans starting to explore? Well, it can be summed up in the 3 Gs. Gold, glory, and God. I'll get back. Okay, so why do Europeans want to leave Europe? So, again, gold. They want money. They want resources. They want to spread Christianity. And they want the power and recognition for themselves. Every single European nation is going to need raw materials, territory. They want all the goods that are coming out of Asia. And so you can see on the map, like what's coming from where. So this is a reason why they want to start going out and exploring. Okay, exploration is not going to happen without technology. Europeans get the compass from China. They have the Kamal, which is going to let you determine your degree of latitude. You have your astrolabe. You have the Latin sails, and Europeans are also going to use something called the Volta de Mar, which means return through the sea. Basically, it's a wind pattern that they used to go to the Canary Islands off the Iberian Peninsula. And so they learn how to do all this stuff. They have map making technologies and abilities. And so with all of this, this is what's going to help them start exploring. Going back to this whole spread Christianity thing, Europe's flying high, particularly Spain, because of the Reconquista. The Spanish had kicked out the Muslims, so they're using Christianity again as one of like the big reasons for exploration. Portugal is going to take the lead in exploration, and that's going to be because of the works of Prince Henry the Navigator, who's encouraging exploration of West Africa. He sets up a navigation school where he's going to teach people and like have all these different like teachers there that can teach you how to like build a ship or how to do map making and how to do all the stuff that you're going to need in order to be a successful explorer. So Henry the Navigator, know him. Again, like I said, gold, glory, and God. 3 reasons to explore. Most of these lovely graphics, again, are coming courtesy of Benjamin Freeman from freemanpedia.com. Check out the website. Some important people to know. Christopher Columbus, who was going to sail to Asian markets by a western route, ends up landing in the Bahamas. And he made it possible for other mariners to link the eastern and western hemispheres. Another person you need to know is Ferdinand Magellan, who crossed both the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans, died in the Philippines, and is known for being the first person to circumnavigate the globe, even though technically he didn't. They left his body on board, and then his crew finished the rest for him. Also, know James Cook, who was a British explorer who led 3 expeditions in the Pacific Arctic, was one of the first people to make it to Australia, had a lot of contact with Hawaii, which is where he ends up dying there. He's killed by the natives, made them mad. So don't ever make native people mad when you go to their home territory. Another thing that is important that comes out of exploration is going to be the Columbian Exchange. Okay, so like this whole thing, it's named after Christopher Columbus. It pretty much affects every society in Earth, like on Earth. Like it's a huge deal. It's the global diffusion of plants, food crops, animals, human populations, and diseases. It's going to permanently alter Earth's environment. Like I said, so we're spreading epidemic diseases like measles, smallpox, whooping cough, the flu. You have new foods and domesticated animals. Think back to the chart that you did in your Unit 4 packet. So pretty much like big crops or like corn, potatoes, stuff like that. And then you have the migration of human population. We'll get into slavery later on, which is part of the Columbian Exchange. And then you have a large group of Europeans that are migrating to the Americas. All right, so impact of global trade. There's lots of this stuff here. All right, first off, you get the Dutch East India Company, or it is also called the VOC. So because of how it's pronounced. And then you also have the British East India Company, which is the star up here at the top. And these are both trading companies. They're founded in the early 1600s. They're considered what are called joint stock companies, which is a business in where two or more people own a share of the stock in the company. So as an individual, you would invest like on an exploration venture, and then you could make a profit without having a lot of risk. So like I said, these are the two most important. So the Dutch East India and the British East India. So this is an interesting topic. You had an 18% annual return for 200 years. So if you invested $1 in the company in 1602, by 1789, that's how much money you would have made. So it's very, very profitable. Capitalism becomes a real big thing during this point. It's all about making money. So capitalism, remember, is an economic system in which the means of production is owned and controlled by a private industry for profit. You are opening a business to make money. Nothing is changing. Capitalism has been around for a long time, but it's just becoming more and more prominent. You also get the establishment of trading post empires. Their goal was to go and control trade routes by forcing all merchant ships to purchase like a safe conduct pass. You have lots of these set up by Europeans in different countries, particularly in India. Part of this commercial rivalry between everybody is going to lead to the 7 Years' War. So the 7 Years' War is a global conflict. It was this great war for empires. Pretty much, it's also the French and Indian War, but you have Europe, or Britain and Prussia and France and Austria and Russia and all these other different groups. And basically, its outcome is British hegemony. Britain's gaining control of a lot of territory, and it's going to pave the way for them to become like this huge dominant empire. I know I put them on there somewhere. The English Civil War and the Glorious Revolution, these two little highlights down here, I will talk about them in the context of like what's going on in Western Europe and all their conflicts. But pretty much this was everything that like hits the highlights of chapter 22 for y'all. And then in chapter 23, which would be probably the next two podcasts, we'll look at all of the conflicts and stuff that are going on in Western Europe.